Hey everybody, it is a beautiful day here in Minnesota, and what we're going to do is plant a shade garden bed, get one established here. This is on the corner of our yard where we have fence line that connects out to the pasture here. It has been kind of just not real inspiring. It's just been just dirt and some weeds. And it has this gorgeous maple, I think it's a silver maple, over it. I'll zoom out here so you can see better. And I think it's just this darling little area. And it would make a great little vignette. Like here you can see the entrance to the pasture. It would make a great little vignette to have some interest here and something that can soften the hardscape, if you will, like the fence line here. What I'm doing is etching out the pattern that I want to place for some awesome perennials. This is a shade spot, which is very unique because most of the spots in our yard have sun. Like most of the garden beds that we have, we've got probably 10 garden beds now. They all have sun or a lot of sun. So this is an awesome opportunity, one of the unique opportunities for me to plant a shade garden. I don't want to have too much height. And maybe over time, if I find a really neat shade plant that I want to put in that has a little height, that's okay. But I don't want to have a ton of height. I don't want to fill this in too much because we want to have nice sight lines to our pasture land. And we deliberately cleaned up our fence line here so that it looked nice. It didn't have weeds growing on it. So we want to keep that clean look, being black mulch across the board, which is nice and rich. It's something that people don't buy commonly, so usually you can find it in stock. And it looks like soil, it looks like compost, which is just beautiful. Plants pop against it. And what I've done here for the design, I have started to map out a little grid with the holes. And I staggered them so it's asymmetrical and it's got some nice depth and variety. And I also am taking into consideration functional things like this hose. So this is a very long hose, it goes to the spigot. We love that we have the plumbing out here. I want to put down mulch so that it's nice and clean. It can just lay on top. So I'm leaving that open, no plants there. And then if I look at how I frame the tree, I'm trying to look at sight lines here. So if I kind of use the corner as my center focal point, and this is also the focal point from the house. So you think about what is the angle that you most commonly would look at a garden? You want to really think about how it looks from that angle. So I've got a hole here and a hole there. I've got a staggered hole here, there. Staggered holes along here so that it really creates nice depth, dimension, and it's staggered and things aren't in a straight line. We have a variety of hostas, different colors. Some are blue, some are green and solid with these pretty big leaves, lime, variegated. So I'm going to mix those in together. We're all done. Planting went really fast because I had the holes already dug in the right places. And then I actually added a couple more holes just to round out the front here. So you can see a really nice mix of different hosta colors. And I'm loving how the mulch looks. I love how this root really has a nice contrast against the mulch. I think it's just darling. And we had some scrap stones that we found. We were kind of gathering here over time. So I went ahead and just threw them in next to some of the hostas for some pretty interest. I love putting rock in landscapes. I think it's just beautiful. This is a headstone from a previous owner's beloved cat. So we made sure it's nice and tidy.